Hello guys and welcome to a new video for Infinity Kingdom. This is Pyakia from server 49 and I'm here today to talk about something I keep getting questions and I'm so tired and bored from the tons of questions I keep answering on my Discord. It's how to build Fire Marsh with Gilgamesh as a second Marsh or as a first Marsh in the early game. So first of all, let me tell you how to build even a Fire Marsh. Basically, it's from the continuation of Relic. You can unlock Empress Wu from this shop, the mysterious shop, using valor marks. So you can unlock Empress Wu from this shop and getting William from the Hall of Immortals. Don't buy William from the shop, the continuation of Relic. And also you can get Hippolyta, you can get Gilgamesh for free. Only Empress Wu unlock here from the continuation of Relic shop, then keep getting her shards from the market. Now let's talk about the Fire Marsh using Gilgamesh. So I'm going to build William, and let me here choose the Fire Marsh. Empress Wu, of course I have Cyrus, but I'm not going to talk about Cyrus. We are going to use Fire Marsh free to play using Gilgamesh. So here we are going to search for Gilgamesh. Sadly I don't have Gilgamesh full stars, but I'm going to show you the skills you are using on him. For the Fire Marsh, of course you need the Fire Dragon, but I'm using the Fire Dragon right now because I'm on a raid. So for the skills, the Fire Marsh use mainly weakness for the aura and Malice, and you can use another aura or not, it's up to you. Whether you have an aura or extra aura from another Marsh or not. But for me, as I'm going to show you here, I'm using Fire Marsh as my secondary Marsh, so I'm using only two main auras. That means epic auras here. So I'm using weakness. I was countering someone, so I didn't use Malice on my Fire Marsh. But Malice from Fire Marsh is so important because you don't want your Fire Marsh to die quickly from critical hits. So Empress Wu focused mainly on the damage, so you better use Annihilation on her. Also Chase, because Chase deals a massive magical damage when you deals a critical damage. So every magical critical has 30% chance of causing extra magical damage rate up to 225 to all enemies. So Chase is a must on Empress Wu. Also you can use Annihilation. Besides Chase Annihilation, you can use Fire Nova, because Fire Nova keep activating Chase. So Fire Nova or Toxin Nova, you can use one of them. So Fire Nova or Toxin Nova, both of them works the same. If you are a high elo or B2B player, you can use Spell Disintegrator instead of Annihilation, or you can use Spell Disintegrator instead of Fire Nova. But if you are using Annihilation, for example on Merlin, on your first Marsh, better use Chase and Fire Nova and Toxin Nova or Concentration. Here is Concentration, so you can use Toxin Nova and Fire Nova and Chase, or Chase, Fire Nova and Concentration. It's up to you. Don't use an aura on your Empress Wu. And for artifact, it's better to use Crit Rate for Empress Wu, because her damage mainly on her, of course, the critical hits. And of course you can use Annihilation. Deadly might work a little bit, but I really prefer Annihilation because the mighty power of alchemy and the heroic battle spirit increase the critical damage by 19%. So you can use William. We are talking about the free-to-play Marsh, so I'm not going to talk about his artifact because William, let me show you here his active skill. Inflicts physical damage on the enemy targets directly ahead and increases the critical rate of all your troops by 20%. So Empress Wu is going to have a critical from William, critical rate increased, and Hippolyta here just to use her ultimate skill, prevent the enemy from gaining energy or reducing the energy by 100, and also having the attack speed decreased by 10%, stackable for 6 seconds. So you can keep stacking the 10% attack speed by minus. Because I'm using her artifact, I'm not going to talk about her artifact. She fires heavily, fire 5 times without her artifact. With her artifact, she deals 7 heavily fires. So if you dealt the 5 heavily fires on the same target, he will be decreased 50% of his attack speed. Imagine this decrease on Alexander or Hannibal. He won't deal any damage because he will get attack speed reduction. For the main attributes for William Artifact, it's better to use magical defense, and also for Hippolyta magical defense, because you want them to tank a lot. If you are meaning on using Empress Wu, and for the skills you can use, as I said here, you can use weakness here, and also you can use malice here. So the last two skills here, you can use fighting well, because fighting will keep your immortal when decreasing his troop number, because he is gaining more damage. He will deal physical damage and have chance to root the enemy. So you kind of protective to protect your march from getting lots of hit. And also I'm using energy suppression here, because energy suppression reduces the energy speed by 50% for the first 12 seconds. So I'm using this skill to counter my enemies' mages like Merlin, or when I'm facing fire marshes like my Empress Wu against their Empress Wu. My Empress Wu will have more chance to gain energy because I'm having Rage Blessing. So there is a chance this Rage Blessing will increase the energy region of speed of 3 random units by 50% for the first 12 seconds. So there is a chance this Rage Blessing hit my Empress Wu. Don't look to this build because I'm using or describing the Fire March with Gilgamesh. You can check my full Fire March B2B for Cyrus on my channel. So for Gilgamesh, of course, you will use Adrenaline Rush, you will use Anger, you can use another aura, or you can use Death Breath. So for Gilgamesh, you are going to deal physical damage with Gilgamesh, so you are going to use Adrenaline Rush like this skill here, and Anger, this skill right here. Am I using it on Alexander? So increases your physical attack damage by 30%. Or there is a green skill called Onslaught, I guess. Yep, this increases your physical attack by 60%. You can use it on Gilgamesh. Besides Death Breath, this skill here every 6 seconds causes physical damage and magical damage to all enemy units. And also Adrenaline Rush. Why Adrenaline Rush? Because it has the ability, when you are auto attacking or normal attack, it has a chance to gain energy for your immortal, and you can gain energy and keep doing your ultimate skill several times more than usual. So for Fire March here, as you see, we are not using lots of epic skills. You are using Rage Blessing, you are using Adrenaline Rush, and also Anger. We are not even using lots of epic skills. So for Empress Wu, you are using Chase. If she is on the free to play, you can use Toxin Nova besides Concentration or Fire Nova. Concentration is down below here, sorry. Or if you are using this march as your main march, you can change one of the Novas by Annihilation, or you can use Death Breath besides Annihilation. I hope you learned everything about this Fire March with Gilgamesh, except I didn't talk about Gilgamesh Artifact. You better use physical attack bonus with Iron Fist on your Gilgamesh, because you are dealing massive damage with Gilgamesh. And the front line here, you can use physical attack. I am using physical attack because this is the artifact I got, but most of the players in my server use artifact with Milliam, magical defense instead of physical attack. But the physical attack or the most of the damage skills are on Gilgamesh instead of the front line. I hope you learned a lot about this march. And finally, I have to talk about it, even if it's in the early game. Please focus on your tree, on the dragon talent, the fire dragon talent here. I'm using the dragon talent that buffs Empress Wu. But if you are using Gilgamesh on your march, instead of using the same talent I'm using, you can use this march. Stops increasing critical damage, instead increases the target's attack and defense by 30 for 30 seconds when it lands a crit. So Whenever you land a crit, you will get attack and defense by 30 points for 30 seconds. Instead of buffing the critical on your marsh. This is just only if you are using Fire Marsh with Gilgamesh. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.